And so since everyone knows Lee, I will just say my own personal blessed experience is Lee has been, it started off, I think, with all of us as an incredible intuitive astrologist who is able to understand your soul chart, but from a very pure perspective. And it's really helped to guide me so much because it's always coming through someone's filter. So oh, here comes someone else. Here we go. Hi, Mary, are you in? So it's been very helpful, and that has led to a lot of deep, the last 2 days, inner work, and when times become challenged, which for me they have this week, and it happens for others at different times, but she's really just been an invaluable, I feel so resource, very grateful, Lee, to have you in my life and to have you share everything with all of us. Thank you so much. And again, if you want to donate, send it to my Venmo. It goes right to Lee. If not, that's fine. We're just happy everyone is here together to share.
Yes. Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining this afternoon. It's a funny time of the day, I know, but I go down with the sun generally. So when Barbara said 7 o'clock, I'm like, huh? At night, like in the evening. So I appreciate everyone who can be here now. And are we recording it, Barb?
I am recording this, so this will go up on the website. Oh, hi, Mary, and hi, Judy and Teresa. So does everybody knows Lee, or do we need to do another introduction? Is anyone not familiar with Lee's work as an astrologist and a counselor and a guide? Well, there you have it. That's what
you will be.
The best, the best, the best.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, this is really a joy to be with really my sisters. I know so many of you so well, and like we're here together, like so close, like right here and right here in this funny Zoom room, which is like, okay, because it works. So thank you. And I think I'd like to start by acknowledging the year we've had, and and acknowledging everyone's heart and everyone's body, everyone's mind, all of our experiences over the last year, and the losses we've had, the losses we've witnessed, directly, indirectly, for so many of us who are so empathic. I didn't lose anyone close to me, but I feel like I lost so many just because we are all connected, and we feel this. So we are here at the end of the zodiacal cycle. In astrology, our new year starts when the sun goes into Aries, which I'm happy to report will be in 2 days. So the sun has been in Aries for 28 days, Venus as well. Neptune is in Aries, and one other planet, the moon was in Aries last week, in Pisces, I'm sorry, last week. So this is Pisces, by the way. It's pretty free association. It flows. I do have a clear format, however, because without this, who knows what I would talk about. But we are still in the Pisces season, because the sun is in Pisces, Venus is in Pisces, and 3 days ago, Mercury, the planet of our mind, of our everyday mental activities, are usually our logical thinking, cognitive, discursive mind. It took the dive into Pisces, into the deep waters of emotions. So if you have, fill in the blank, or check one of the boxes, this last month or so, you have felt extra emotional, somewhat overwhelmed, depressed, confused, like kind of like not really able to focus here and there, maybe blissful, maybe joyful, maybe loving. It could be all of those. But it hasn't been easy because Pisces is so confusing. And in order to reap the benefit of Pisces, we have to be willing to feel. And this ending of the cycle, starting with the first sign of Aries, ending with the 12th sign of Pisces, it is the sign of endings. In 2 days, the sun will be in the sign of new beginnings. So we're in this like, this dark side of the sun. We're in this, just this passageway, this dark passageway, ending a full year of a lot of loss, a lot of suffering. So I am holding that here with you all, and I have a ritual planned at the end to kind of really embrace and acknowledge what we have lost, what we are still grieving perhaps, and welcoming in this new cycle, which comes with such a bang. The sun, 2 days, March 20th, and then March 22nd, Venus follows in Aries. So we have the movement from deep water into fire, into new beginning fire. So this is the new life that, you know, we're all waiting for at the end of this very, very long, dark, you know, tunnel. One other thing I would like to mention before I want to breathe with you, sorry, my well-organized notes are now like wherever they are. You know, there's so much in Pisces. If we know where to look, there's so much beauty and there's so much softness, so much forgiveness during this time. We can really feel what we feel and offer a very loving, forgiving heart to whatever is coming up. That is one of the purposes of Pisces. It serves as a purifying, the waters of purification before this new birth in 2 days. 2 days. Now there's a caveat. Since Mercury will be in Pisces until April 4th, our minds may not be feeling that like get up and go and direction and movement forward and, you know, let's go, let's do. Our minds may still be feeling very emotional, very dreamy, very much wanting solitude, wanting to continue this incubation period that many of us have been in during this quarantine. It's like, I feel like many of us have started to get the hang of it, you know, like at first it was like, oh, what's happening, worrying, and now it's like, wait a minute, we can deal with this. This is okay. Maybe we're writing or reading more. Maybe we're really reevaluating our values, our goals, where we want to be, who we want to be with, what we want to be doing. Hopefully that's what we've been doing, because that's exactly what this last year's astrology is offering, with all of the Pluto and Saturn together, with that destructive force. Last January 12th, that was the first day that someone was diagnosed with COVID-19. a year ago, 2 months, January 12th, 2020. That exact day, Saturn and Pluto came together. Saturn, the planet of karma, the grim reaper, together with the god of death and destruction. And whenever Saturn and Pluto come together, we're in for hard times. So we astrologers saw this coming, not COVID-19, but we saw hard times coming and something was going to initiate it. So as we acknowledge these times, and as an astrologer looking for the meaning here, the meanings, and one of them really throwing us completely off course, because we've been off course for a long time. And that off courseness needs to really go off. And now we're rebuilding, we're in the rebuilding stages. It's still just in a destructive phase, however, for another few years, but rebuilding at the same time. So this is the ending of a cycle, a full year, of a hell of a year. Many people have called it the worst year of their lives. I'm just curious, has it been the worst year of anybody's life here?
No.
No, thank goodness.
Mm-mm.
Well, I appreciate that and our good fortune in that. And also how, I know the maturity and the substance of many of the women here. And it is our response to these situations that very much dictates what our experience is going to be. So obviously you use this time well, and I commend you for that. You've probably all been supports for others and have really helped others as they've been, really thrown into a darkness or a confusing time, or homeless, or jobless, or partnerless, or a lot of losses. And that is this life, it is that. It is the birth, it is the death, it is the gain, it is the loss, it's all of it. The Buddha taught about suffering. The first thing he taught, his life is suffering, not to depress us, although it can feel depressing when you really look at it, but also that there's a cure for it. There's a solution for this suffering, that we can work with our minds and hearts so that anything that comes into our mind sphere, we can use it. We can use it on the path of love, of awakening, of healing. So that's a gift to know that and to do that. So I would like us all to breathe together. Let us all take some moments, and if you're comfortable, closing your eyes, getting in a comfortable position. And just together, let's start breathing. After reading a full book called Breath by James Nestor, I come to a certain breathing that just works in all situations, so I will share it. The breathing is a flowing breath. It's rhythmic. So it's in 5, 6, 7, whatever you're comfortable with, the diaphragm moving down and the ribs moving out, really allowing this opening. And then as soon as the inhalation is complete, without taking a stop or a hesitation, you just flow into the out breath, the same amount, 5, 6, 7. Find your rhythm with it. Find what feels comfortable, as deep as it can be comfortably, And let's do a series of 5 to 7 of these deep rhythmic breaths in and flowing out. And again, on the exhalation, as soon as you're at your complete, come right back in. So it's just this wave, out and in, out and in. And we can start now. Now notice if there are any parts or places in your body that feel tense or painful, maybe cold or stiff, any kind of dis-ease. Allow the breath to go right to those places. Offering a refreshment. A refreshing breath, a breath of care, a breath of love, a breath of support. And you may even want to put a hand or both hands on a particular place that the body needs more support, a place that is needing more care and a little bit more love right now. Sometimes sound, humming, vibration with the breath can be very potent. Gentle movement that the body wants to make while we breathe and tone or vibrate. This is such good, simple medicine that we have at our fingertips every moment, at our disposal for free, always. So it's a good tool to remember, this breath. What we can do, to bring ourselves back into balance, to restore a sense of more ease and well-being. And the last part of the breath that I'd like to offer together is breathing into our hearts together. It has been shown that breathing into the heart is 5,000 times more powerful in terms of frequency than like the best brains. The frequency of the best brains don't even come close to the frequency of a regular heart, especially a heart that is engaged in a loving, compassionate, caring, I guess, real feeling. You know, these hearts, they don't have to be perfect. You know, just real. Breathing into these hearts as they are right now and sharing with each other, with the world, our hearts as they are right now. No judgment. So the breath actually goes into the heart and then out from the heart. So a few deep breaths in to the heart and out from the heart. We could actually tickle each other's hearts with these breaths and feel even closer just by focusing on that. And then just let these hearts join into one huge heart that with each breath gets bigger and bigger until the whole globe is filled into this one heart that we create together, that the whole world is able to fill into it. Bringing our precious planet Earth into this huge heart that we breathe and create together. Our precious Mother Earth. And with the Sun and Venus, Neptune, Mercury, all in Pisces, a very, very oceanic water sign. Let's bring extra care. Let's bring our hearts into the waters of the earth, the oceans. We send our love into the oceans of the earth. We send our gratitude to the oceans of the earth that filter and purify and reduce the heat and accumulate the carbon emissions and are the waters of life, our oceans. And as Emoto, the Japanese scientist, shows in his work, water is so receptive to energy, to thought, to intention. So our sending our love, our gratitude into the oceans now together has profound influence, profound healing, profound transformation. So we send the vibration of love, love, We can even say those words out loud, the vibration into the oceans, our love, our gratitude, our love, our gratitude, our love and our gratitude. And then to the rivers, the mighty rivers of our earth. So important in carrying the waters to where they need to go, and our streams and all of the branches of waters on this planet, the branches of waters. So we send our love and gratitude to all waters on the earth, and know that our love and our gratitude, our desire for their healing, for their pristine cleanliness, for their pristine vibrancy, life, that the waters hear and receive our prayers and are changed by them. And we can also send our love to all life on this earth, all beings, all humans, all animals, all plants, all trees, forests, the Amazon, all our relations are in our heart. For this, I am grateful. Thank you. And then the waters of our bodies. The waters of our bodies. We send our love. We communicate our love and gratitude, healing to our own fluid bodies. The blood, the lymph. Oh, precious Ariana, who's here, she knows all of that. You know all of those words. So all the fluids in the body, we send our gratitude, our love, and we feel them vibrant and moving in a beautiful way, pulsing and doing, moving the waste out and bringing the new blood in, and really creating a dynamic rhythm in our own bodies, flushing out the old and bringing in the new, which is the whole theme of our time together. So let's take a few deep breaths together and let that all be. Let that all be what it really is, because we really are the manifestors of our world, of our own, our minds, are the creators of everything, as I think everyone on this call probably knows. So thank you for helping to create that together. The power of group creation really can't be underscored. Even our Buddhist master teachers, we ask them to do prayers for us, especially when we've been in pinches in this life, my husband and I, over the years. And they never say, I'll pray and it'll be handled. Never. They allow us to make offerings, to have like hundreds and hundreds of nuns and monks and people praying all together for a good outcome. And it's always been a good outcome. as a result. So the power of this together is so precious and extraordinary. So, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Lee. I know some people came a little late, so this is being recorded and will be up on the Life Balance site as Lee discussed the current kind of astrological waves. But does anyone, so we're on for a bit longer. Does anyone have any questions or any, or Lee?
Actually, I just needed to finish the
Oh my God.
astrological part.
Oh, good. Go for it. I thought you were done. I'm so sorry. Go for
Well,
it.
how long have we been on?
We have time. We have till 5.
Right, that's what I thought. Okay, I really just wanted us all to be together through the breath because it is so powerful, and the power of our mind. Ariana Newcomer, who's on the line with us, she facilitates extraordinarily powerful groups, Wise Women Immersion. I participated in her groups for years, and many of the breathing practices that I do every day are from her. And she's just been a great resource to me. So I want to honor you as well. Such magnificent women here. So, so let me just paint a picture broadly of what's happening here. We are ending a 2,000-year cycle. It's called the age of Pisces. We are on the footsteps, on the precipice, like in the doorway, on the threshold of the age of Aquarius, where everything changes, where everything is new. But we haven't quite gotten there yet. We're still finishing up old business in the age of Pisces. And that old business very much has to do with an understanding of what no longer serves. You know, Pisces, it was about blind trust, faith. Religions really were popular in the last 20 years. Most of the major religions flourished in the last 2,000 years. And there was a sense of a God that was big and powerful, and us that needed the big and powerful God for everything. And there was the one who had the power and the one who needed the power. And the ones who had the power were far and few. They were the priests, they were the presidents, the ones in power, and the ones who needed what the power people gave were everybody else. So it's been a very lopsided 2,000 years. It's not been a happy 2,000 years. History shows it being a very, very painful 2,000 years for many people because of this imbalance. So of power in the hands of a few, and with the majority being asked to just believe what I'm telling you, believe what I say, and then it'll all be okay. Well, we've all learned quite a bit about that in the last while, about believing anything. And I think many of us are seeing that we need to be our own authorities in certain ways. We take information in, we do our best to read, to listen, to gather, but ultimately we are our own authorities. This is the age of Aquarius, where now each one of us stands shoulder to shoulder in our power, in our gifts, in our genius, in our uniqueness, right? All of our uniqueness, all of our, you know, like kind of freak flags flying. And it's because Aquarius and Uranus are about revolutionary energies. We are here to break out of these old restrictive structures, traditions that don't make sense. We're here to question reality. We're here to question rules and laws and structures that have been unfair, that have hurt so many. And we're here to create new ones. And we're doing it. I have to say, I feel like every day is Christmas. And for any who may have a different politic than me, pardon me, but look, I suffered for 4 years with the former president, suffered deeply every day. I suffered, and I think many of us did. And I feel like we're suffering a post-traumatic stress disorder. I feel like when he finished being president, I still couldn't breathe out yet. Now I feel I can start to breathe out a little bit and say, okay, all of us, we can relax a little bit, because Joe Biden is the transformational president that the Aquarian age requires. You know, last year when people were worried about the election, I wasn't. And I kept thinking, maybe I'm just, you know, being Leo optimistic, you know, which is one of my faults. Being, you know, heavily Leo, there's a great optimism I see in life often. And yet I didn't see how the Aquarian age, which in my mind officially began December 21st of 2020, which is almost, what, it was 3 months ago? Almost 3 months, yeah, 3 months ago. So on December 21st, it was the winter solstice, which is already a powerful day. The planets Saturn and Jupiter came together at 0 degrees Aquarius. Boom. That to me was the beginning. And I thought, no president. I mean, we couldn't have a president that wasn't transformational for this new time. It just couldn't happen. So, and I'm so grateful that it didn't. So we are collectively and personally being asked this year, with the planets Saturn and Uranus, the old and the new squaring, each one of us is being asked, what needs to be thrown on the garbage heap? What old habits, what old thought forms, values, desires, needs, you know, need to just go? And what is wanting to come in? What is percolating? What is new? What is on the horizon? Because for many of us, we haven't been able to see the horizon very easily. You know, we've still been in that shadow of the old. And so I've recommended for many people to take good care of yourself, do self-care, try to relax, try to enjoy yourself, do things that nourish your body, mind, and do things that help others. Because whenever I offer help to another person, I mean, this is like selfish. Helping is selfish because all the hormones, you know, of love get elicited. Oxytocin and all the great good stuff that we like and want. So it's a matter of keeping our minds and hearts as clear and as open and as free of all the debris, and clearing out. Feelings are coming up. This last month, forget about it. Feelings galore. More and more people have just told me they felt depressed this last month. So those feelings are wanting a home in our hearts and in our awareness. Those feelings are just, they're not just pains in the asses, although they feel that way sometimes. It's like, you again? You again? Ha, I thought I dealt with you. It's like, no, because Pisces takes the whole ocean of feelings and says, hey, here we go. Let's give it one good flush. Because March 20th, we start anew. Even though Mercury is still going to be in Pisces until April 4th. So it's not going to feel like the new until then. So we be patient. It is a time of vision and dreaming. Dreaming the world we want. Dreaming the world we want for ourselves, for our country, for the world. That is Pisces at its best. Dreaming a new world based in love, based in the principles of we are in this together, because we are. So we're finding this out, you know, that we really are in this together. So I would like to spend just a few minutes with a closing ritual, because this is the time to flush it out. So can we take 5 minutes, and then I'll open it up for any comments or questions. I have no idea what just happened. I'll try to get rid of that. Okay. So I think we're still good on time. All righty.
No, we're fine.
So I would like, again, if you feel comfortable, closing eyes, taking a few breaths together. And let's imagine a campfire in front of us. So here we are, a semicircle of women, shoulder to shoulder, breathing together with a beautiful campfire burning in front of us. And in this moment, we open and acknowledge. We open to and acknowledge whatever grief, whatever losses, whatever sorrows we feel from this year, in this moment. We are at a culminating moment in Pisces. It is very strong and it is very, very full. So we can use this fullness of feeling to honor what has happened in each of our lives, honor our own experience of sorrow, of grief, and of loss. Letting it be. Simply letting it be. And you may want to name it. Name the loss, name the sorrow, name the grief. And hold it. Just hold it for a moment. Right in your heart. Honoring what it took to get through this year. Many days, it was very dark for many people. Honor what it took to get through. And honor the grief and the loss of the collective, of all of those who died, who passed, families, friends, work associates, communities that have been touched by these losses. It's a lot. And it's good to feel it and grieve it and honor it as such. Because on the other side of grief, there's always the light. There's always the joy. It's always there. So we honor and let the grief be what it was, what it is. And then we offer it into the fire. We simply offer it right into the fire, the purifying fire of love. And take a few breaths and let it go. Just let it go. Really let it clear the remnants, the residue. Making space for this new beginning. So now visualize the sun rising. The solar year beginning in 2 days. The sun rising. So the sun's rays are coming up and right at us. They're illuminating us, these rays of hope, of new beginnings, of future possibilities, of goals and visions. And right now, let ourselves note our celebration. What are we celebrating? What victory or victories have we known this last year, this last month, this last week, this last moment? What can we celebrate? What can we be grateful for? What can we imagine is on the horizon for ourselves and for the world and for one another? This new world. And whatever it is, whatever comes, these new hopes and dreams and desires and visions, we can simply hold them in our hands like, seeds. These are our new seeds to plant for the sun to then, and the water and the rain and the warmth to create the new growth. So we have our seeds. And all together we can plant our seeds into this new earth. This new earth. And because we've all been trained, or at least I have as a Roman Catholic, that I have no direct connection to God. You need to go through the priest, you need to go through the nun, you need to go through somebody else, which is so not true. So to defy that, to defy Uranus, the new, defying Saturn, the old, the old belief that somehow we don't have a direct connection to source, to spirit, to the divine, to the unseen, to oneness, to love. So in the spirit of Uranus rebelling against that false belief, let's just close our time meditation. Let's close the meditation with opening up and receiving our direct connection to source.
I thought you could get on.
I'm having a little trouble.
Deb, is that you?
Oh, hi, Phyllis. Can you mute?
Oh, I'm so
It's okay. No problem.
Thank you. So together, I would love us to sound a few sounds together and bring in the sun. We really are ready for this new birth. And so maybe we can bring in some ahs, 3 ahs to end our time before we open it to anyone who wants to share. So together, 1, 2, 3. Ah. Here comes the sun. Ah. One more time. Ah. We made it. We made it through the darkest of the dark, sisters. So congratulations. Thanks. So does anyone want to say anything or ask a question astrologically or anything? Everyone looks pretty content. Which is great.
that was beautiful, Lee.
I'm so glad, Deb. Thank you for joining and helping to co-create this. You know, that's really it. What I do here, what I do in my astrology readings, I think many of us do this, is really simply create a sacred space for magic to happen, for whatever magic that needs to happen, happen. So thank you for creating this. I feel like we created a bridge together, a bridge from, the old, the dark, the antiquated to the new, just like a vibrational bridge, like, the old, the new. It just feels a lot easier, even in my body right now. So
I was going to say less complicated.
Yes, right?
It's coming.
Doesn't need to be so complicated, does it? No. Well, thank you all. So
Thank you so much, Lee. Sue told me on the chat that she was playing a heart bowl in F, and I wondered if we could close with that.
yes, of course.
This is, well, we call her Singing Sue Sue Brody, and she does a lot of sound healing, and you can look her up, and beautiful voice and healing sounds.
Lee, thank you. And all of you magnificent beings on this call during this time on this planet now. I thank you. I love you. In the tradition of the Algonquin grandmothers, to run the water in, down, and through us, to connect your heart. Nibi wabo and Diane, Hakim Nisqui, Nibi wabo, heya 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 ho, heya heya heya.
Blessings to everyone. Peace and light on your journey. And may gentler and peaceful times come to us all. Thank you, Lee. So grateful.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Barbara. Thank you for hosting this, dear heart.
Thank you, Barbara.
Hmm.
Bye.
Bye, beautiful.